And now word about molecular classification of endometrial cancer. Guys, give me just 10 minutes more and I'll finish this. It's a very, very important variety, very important thing which you need to know about the molecular classification. And everybody should be able to understand a little bit about molecular classification. I expect this question, your question paper. I didn't get time to even read the proper questions which have come, and I'm waiting for the official announcement of the DNB question paper on the site. So the moment it's announced, because what happens is that I think this time almost all my students who were exam going, all of them sent me the questions. Okay, and the questions, usually what happens is that some of them, they don't write the marks. Some of them write down different marks. So, you know, if it is 2 and 8, they write down 5 and 5. So when I make the answers, I make them accordingly, you know. For a 2-mark question, I also write 5-mark answer. For an 8-mark question, I also write 5-mark. That does not look good when finally the official announcement is made. And then it clearly told me that this was only 2 marks and this was 8 marks. So you've done injustice in one of them and the other one automatically becomes too long or too short for the concerned marks. So I'm waiting for the official announcement of the question paper on the site, and then slowly, as I did before, I'll keep posting the questions and answers on my app. Okay, so everybody who's there in the channel right now, my students who've been through the October theory exam, they used to ask me a bunch of questions every day. So in the night after I do all my work, I used to sit with those questions and I used to answer those questions one by one by one. And I realized that they are giving me questions from other university MS exams also. So I was just wondering that I've made all these questions from DNB past papers and I didn't go through this kind of questions. The questions were from AIMS. Some questions were asked in AIMS, institute. Some of them were in different other medical institutes from different universities, and they were all pouring them down. But it was fun making question answers for them, and it clears a lot of concepts. There's a lot of activity going on my channel, so I always love that. And guys, again today through my class, I'd like to just kind of remind you that some daily learning snippets I keep posting every day. Sometimes it's every alternate day. Please watch out for them because they are, and I always keep a small heading so that you go to the search bar above, and suppose you're not getting a good material from anywhere, just search it. It must be there on my channel. If there's anything more that you require, you're stuck out on a topic, you want to know something more, please, you can approach me because the study material that I have is abundant. I can utilize those material, authentic material, which you won't even find on the net very easily, because all the high grade material which is there, which we as teachers we get, you'll not get it freely available on the net. So these very important talk articles, some very important ACOG guidelines, they're available, which might be very important to you. Most of them I've already put up on my app, but I'll be putting up more when I have a good bundle of them rather than this just small bundle. The ACOG guidelines are already there. You can always go and purchase them. It's there. And probably I'll be associating the guidelines also along with my mega package, because there's a good demand of mega package, and the students should get something extra what they're getting from other packages as a bonus to the mega course package. So definitely I would probably be including all the guidelines and the latest journals as a add-on material for the students who are taking up the mega package. And with that small break that I gave you, let's come back to molecular classification of endometrial carcinoma. So whenever it's feasible, please add on the molecular classification or molecular subtype to the staging criteria, because that gives you a better prediction of prognosis in a staging prognosis scheme. The performance of complete molecular classification is encouraged in all cases of endometrial cancer for the same, right? The same thing they are repeating 3 times. Now, this is an important slide, very, very important slide. In fact, the most important slide to understand molecular classification. So this is a TCGA molecular-based classification and can be applied to clinical practice. You have to just keep a track of these important, immunohistochemical markers. 3 are immunohistochemical markers, P53, MSH6, and PMS2. And there's one molecular test, which is pol E mutation, analysis for pathogenic pol E mutations. Now, this surrogate approach, it classifies the endometrial carcinoma into 4 groups. One is pol A mutant variety, one is MMRD. Great, Usha, very good, very good. She's already done the homework. This girl, she's so good. I mean, people who are doing extra work, they are taking extra, efforts to put in their studies. I'm sure that these students will excel in their exam. That's going to be their ultimate, compliment. But me as a teacher, I'm so proud of them. She's always there to, attend all my classes. She's the first one to respond every time I send the message for the class. She's always active in the class, and I wish her all the best in future. She's going to be a very good student in future and an excellent teacher as well. So very good, Usha. I'm very, very proud of your efforts, and I'm very, very happy when somebody does a lot of hard work. See, success is a totally different criteria. What I think I value the most in life is hardworking students. Okay? Someday or the other, they will surely get the benefit of the work that they are putting in. So my heart out and more power to you, Usha, and many other students in my class who are also performing very well, who are putting in effort, who are there to answer, who are taking it seriously. Every effort that I'm making, they are there to catch it, analyze it, and utilize it as much as possible. 1 hour, if you give to this class, that will be enriched much beyond than, anything else. In 1 hour, if you do anything else, if you compare it with this class that I'm giving you, you will automatically find the importance of attending the class. Do you understand? Sitting alone and cribbing endometrial carcinoma over the big, big books that you have, vis-a-vis attending my class, it will clarify your concepts. Even if you're watching my recorded version, no problem. But please just be, proactive in your life. That's what I mean to say. And be very, very hardworking. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you are going to get the result of your hard work. That is for sure. And what more important is above than hard work is the smart work as well. Okay? To understand what is the priority at this point in time. Right? So doing hard work along with smart work, that is, unstoppable. You will reach where you want to reach. DNB is not a big, troublemaking exam. It's pretty, easy, I would say. All you have to do is start early, revise a lot. Okay. And now you have a guidance from somebody. We did not have it. So you don't understand how important that becomes, or maybe you are now slowly understanding that channelizing the work. There's so many students who message me that, man, this weekly schedule has helped us out a lot. This weekly schedule, because it tells you exactly. So I could not stick on to the weekly schedule because it's too much, but I divided it, 1 week into 2 weeks. I have to finish these topics in these 2 weeks to come. So it makes life very, very systematic for us. Sometimes some students like, I took it in the first year, so I used to take 1 week or 1 month. Yes, why not? Why not? So I first, understood the same notes from your notes, then made my own note, and then I revised all of them. So just 1 hour every day made things much easier for us. No topic was left. Topics were all included till now. I would say many platforms are there, but I would say that it's not important to teach hypertension and pregnancy and diabetes and preterm labor again and again and again. There are also 1,000 other topics which are asked in DNB, and this is where the problem starts. Students, they study those 20, 25, 30 topics 10 times, okay, and they do not touch upon the other topics properly, and sometimes DNB plays a trick from there only. Most of the time, 3 to 4 questions. Or 2 to 3 questions in each paper you say. They are not those questions which are asked often. They are very different from a completely different topic. All right. So good thing is to keep a balance. All questions are carrying equal marks, 10 marks, right? Why unnecessarily do this, injustice that you are doing 30 topics properly? Maybe 6 questions are doing beautiful, but the remaining 4 questions which are there to fetch you marks, you don't know anything about it, or you don't know sufficient enough to write down to get good, proper marks. And remember, like I always say, you do not have to, get gold medal here. You just have to pass. It's very easy to pass. In any exam, it's very easy to pass. You must be making real big blunders, or the teachers are being ultra strict that year that you don't pass. But because otherwise, it's very, very simple to pass. All right. Now, with that thought, let's go further. So, like I said, one is the molecular test, and the other are immunohistochemical markers, P53, MSH6, and PMS2, right? So, polymutation, MMRD, P53, and NSMP. These are important tools to see, correct? You divide the endometrial carcinoma to these 4 groups. Polymutation denotes a favorable prognosis. MMRD and SMP, they indicate intermediate prognosis, and P53 abnormality, it indicates poor prognosis. That's the end. That's the end of molecular classification for you. If you write down these things in exactly this way, you are going to be impressing upon your superiors. According to the 2020 edition of the WHO classification, abnormal P53 mutation is characterized by either strong nuclear expression in tumor cells, and the complete absence of expression in tumor cells with retained internal control, or it could have cytoplasmic expression as well. That's not very important, but what's important is this. So there's intermediate prognosis of MMRD and SMP, and P53 abnormality, it indicates poor prognosis. That's all you have to write down. P53 abnormality has a much worse prognosis, suggesting that some form of increased intensive therapy may be of some benefit. So you have to improvise and make it more intensive, your efforts into saving the patient. It's again a repetition. Here I'm just trying to tell you that how you denote, how now this is being denoted in the FIGO classification. See, suppose the molecular classification reveals MMRD or NSMP mutations. It should be recorded at stage labs. For example, it was stage 1. So this small m over here, this one, stage 1M, this tells you what the molecular classification is. This tells you exactly which classification is it. So this is now being slowly added to the FIGO staging as well. So now you know that, okay, fine, it is stage 2, but the molecular classification says that the prognosis is intermediate. Okay, it is stage 1 and it is intermediate prognosis. All right, no problem. In the same way, it is stage 4 and the prognosis is very poor because of 53 abnormality. That's what I wanted to tell you. And with this, guys, I end my lecture on endometrial carcinoma. And this is what I wanted to tell you, that, very important for you is to just revise this much. If there is anything else you feel that I should, include in the lectures, please be very, very vocal in letting me know. It's very important what you want from me rather than me